I decided to do a video on Julia Quinn's website and basically seeing how I can redesign it better. She's a great author. She's not a designer and it's not her problem. I think I can make her website be more practical as well as just look nicer. I'm not using her website to poke fun and be like, oh, it's so bad, blah, blah, blah. I'm just using it as a jumping off point. So the main thing is she has too much going on this page, okay? So decision fatigue is a real thing. I mean, I'm making so many decisions in my life, day to day, what I want to eat, what I should wear. I don't want to go on someone's website and have to make more decisions. That's your job. That's your job to make it easy for me to get to a place or to get to where I want to go, or just tell me where you want me to go and I'll go there, okay? So that's kind of number one. The goal and the hierarchy of showing information. At the moment, her website kind of feels a little bit like a house where you have to keep going through rooms to get to other rooms. Some houses have like the bedroom and then you have to walk through a bedroom to get to a bathroom. Bizarre. So it kind of feels like that. It feels a little disjointed and just a little frustrating to me. And to solve this, we just need to figure out basically what's the order of information we want to show people. What do people want to see first? What does she want people to access first? She's written other books and other series, but Bridgerton is the main thing right now. It's hot and people are horny for Bridgerton, like me. She has too much text, too many graphics, too many colors, not necessarily her brand color palette. She's only got like that yellowy sort of gold tone and then that purple. That's pretty minimal. The first thing that actually draws my eye, it might not be necessarily the same for everybody else, but it's a pretty universal thing. We look at faces first. We are drawn to looking at faces. So Penelope's beautiful face is the first thing that actually I focus on, but because there's so much clutter going around it, I don't really land there nicely. I sort of like, and then on her face. The thing with faces is we look at the eyes first, and if the eyes aren't looking at us and they're looking over there, we are naturally drawn to wherever those eyes are looking. So on here, I'm looking at her eyes and I can see that it's like pointing me up to the Julia Quinn text, which is a nice guide. That's lovely. That little bit is lovely, but that's been designed by somebody else. This is a banner on the website. There's a lot of text and then there's nothing that's actually that big, and then there's a lot of small text, which adds to that manic clutter. She's got now available Conan and Penelope, Showtime, all of that sitting on the top of the books, and that's really hard to see. You don't really notice that straight away either. If you scroll down a little bit, we can see obviously Julia Quinn's, maybe that's a font or maybe that's her logo, I'm not sure. That's obviously the biggest piece of text. And all of this to say that when you're designing something, we need to have a large thing, a medium thing, and a small thing. You can have a range of those. You don't have to have just like 3, but you need to have the large things because our eyes will naturally go to the biggest thing, the medium thing, and then the small thing. That's just how we are trained to look at shit. It's not mad magic, it is just how we naturally look at things. I do struggle with color in design that she's using right now. I would say they're just too rich, like they're too, I don't know, like they're that really harsh contrasting tone, which feels very regal. Like purple, I get why she's kind of picked the purple because it is like a regal color, but it just feels very demanding on the eye with the gold as well. So I think the color palette needs to be sort of simmered down. That purple would maybe look great with something that was a bit more neutral and the page was a bit cleaner. Then if you actually click on one of these books, then we have the print, digital, audio, international autograph. They're hard to see, these little buttons. So this just feels almost a blog post. She's got the actors underneath, which is really nice, but I don't know if it necessarily needs to be the first thing. I'm assuming maybe she wants people to buy the book. read the book, watch the show. I don't know, I'm not in her mind. But I think that's probably what she wants. I would say when you're designing a website, spoon feed the website visitors. There's no reason to give your website visitors information overload. I love reading books, don't get me wrong. Love reading books. But reading a website's very different. We don't treat it the same way. We sort of scan read. We may read a little bit of text there, a little bit of text there. So you kind of have to give, it's the most important information, more status or status on the page, however you want to say it.
Sorry to interrupt the video. So I decided to actually re-edit the homepage, mainly because I was unsure whether or not I could use an image from the Bridgerton Netflix series. I couldn't really get a clear answer whether or not I could use it in an educational video, so I just decided to play it safe and strike it from the original design where I've sourced this background image. So it's still same mood, same sort of era vibe. She's very striking with her side profile silhouette, the mood and the lighting and everything, other than the fact it's not obviously a character from Bridgerton. I've just used something that looks similar. So if this was her actual website, obviously I would have used something that was linked to Bridgerton, and she probably would have had permission to use it. I've just basically played it safe and changed the image to not include Penelope and Colin's face. Other than that, everything is very similar. So sorry to interrupt, and let's go back to the video.
The first thing that I start off with is an image of Bridgerton. Talking about scale, I'm gonna make that the biggest thing on the page, okay, as the background. I want to give this homepage a immersive experience. Reduce down all the text. I would write text in the middle, large, the author of Bridgerton. So we've got the image, we're saying who she is and why she's linked to Bridgerton, because maybe some people, I don't know, some people might not know that. And then underneath, I want to give her some credibility as well. She is an author. I've added the New York Times best-selling romance author underneath, and then I've added her name. I've taken away all the clutter and I have just focused down into one thing that I want people to know straight off the bat when they see my author page. I would create a big button. I've got a nice juicy button there for people to click on, and that is the main thing that's highlighted. And then it's kind of like dominoes for them to get to that Bridgerton button. And then we have the menu button at the top. The reason why I didn't block that menu button is because I didn't want to draw attention to it away from the Bridgerton collection button. I wanted that to be the button that people are more likely to click on. So those outline buttons, when you see them, they're almost like a second choice. Like, hey, we have a different direction you could take, but this is really where we want you to go. Again, we want to tell people where to go. We don't want people to not have a map. Be on like a hike, but no map. We want to tell people that this is where you can go, but you can also maybe take this route if you so choose. They are stunning book covers. I've created just a little in the corner of her website to add the book covers to show the series. I've only done 4 on this example, but obviously it would be rolling through the whole book collection with a nice buy button underneath. She does have other book collections. I've included at the top the Shop All Books banner to show people like I have other things to offer my readers. And then her menu bar, because her menu bar was confusing on her website. I used to didn't like the menu like button thing, and then it goes in. I used to like just having the whole menu at the top, and ideally I always go back and forth on this because we don't want to make people have to click more to get to things, but because I'm not really 100% sure what else the top bar really offers. We've got, because this would also be a scrolling homepage, so we would have other things underneath as well to get to, but I don't see anything that's really pressing to be in that top navigation bar at the moment. So I've left it there. Maybe media kit. Maybe that should be something. I made them a little bit more Bridgerton-esque, like the blues and stuff. I'm not really sure about that top banner blue color. So it would take me a little bit longer to figure out the colors for her website to get a really good color palette that is cohesive. But I do really like this light blue that I've added onto the homepage. I know, I'm just giving myself a little pep talk now. But I do think that light blue really pops and grabs the eye. I went onto her FAQ and I realized that not a lot of people know the book order. So I just wanted to get that sort of straightened out with ordering the books in the right order of the Bridgerton collection. Obviously that kind of just makes sense anyway. But I've added at the top the original timeline as well. So people know that this is the book timeline, not maybe the Netflix show timeline, because it varies. The main things are the title and the book cover again, because the book covers are stunning. The only thing on the book cover, Bridgerton is bigger, not the actual title. So a lot of people don't actually know the book titles, and people just know that the two main characters, so they know like Kate and Anthony. So if they're trying to find that book, sometimes it's easier to just be looking for Kate and Anthony rather than the Viscount Who Loved Me. I've made a sort of a judgment on that, and I made the book title Kate and Anthony's story for this page rather than the Viscount Who Loved Me. But you can see that like that's the book that you want for that story, for that couple. I mean, it makes sense, right? Another thing that I wanted to do was, because I think for the book page, she had a lot about the actors, she had a lot of writing. It kind of felt like almost like a blog page for the book. I wanted to make it easier and quicker for people to just find the stock list for all the options of the book, because we can have audio, ebook, print. She also had autograph once you click on it. I then made it so that that big image reduces way down, because you already now know which book you're looking at. And then I had all the stock lists listed underneath as buttons, so that it's really quick and easy for you to get to wherever you need to go. I do like this little timeline I added on the right hand side. I think it's really cute. It's a nice way to show people which exact book they're on, and to let them get a bit more familiar with the book covers as well as actually doing something practical. The other thing is we have the go back and then the next book button, but I put the go back and then the next book right next to each other so that they don't have to move the mouse from that side to that side, be like, oh no, I don't want to go to the book, oh no, I want to go back. So it's just like the mouse can just go rather than have to go to get to the next option. That's a technical term. I'm not saying that the way I've designed this is necessarily 100% the right way. Obviously, if she was a client, I would have actually spoken with her, got an idea of what she wanted, what she needed, what I thought was best, and it would have probably come out very differently. But when I'm just doing this for fun, then I can play around with a lot of stuff and just do it how I feel like it's cool. If by somehow she sees this video, Julia, do not be upset that I picked your website, because I actually picked your website because I love your books and I love the series, and I just wanted to design a website that I thought would be fun and that other people would enjoy as well. If you have a website and you're not really sure why it's not working, why it's not looking nice, send it my way, because I'll do another video. And while I help I can help other people, because I know how much website design is. It's expensive and some people just can't afford it. Send me your website. So yeah, bye.